we are in that era with Josh Allen where it's like he's the tier one quarterback, and then you have the rest of your tier one quarterbacks. Because I don't believe Mahomes is doing what Josh Allen did yesterday. Are we going to continue to lie to ourselves and say that Josh Allen isn't the best quarterback in the NFL because we're holding on to the fact that Patrick Mahomes has 3 Super Bowls? But when you watch both of these guys play and you see how much Josh Allen elevates the talent around him and elevates the organization around him, there's a clear difference. Josh Allen is the better quarterback. Patrick Mahomes, especially over the past few years here, has not been the type of guy that's been carrying the Kansas City Chiefs. He's been very good within the structure of the Kansas City Chiefs. But when you look at Josh Allen, that is a guy who carries his football teams to victories. When you talk about quarterbacks who carry teams, the only 2 that I really think carry their team at the current moment is Josh and Lamar. But even with Lamar, like, I don't think that Josh Allen has the type of talent around him that Lamar Jackson does. Like, the Bills' game plan is Josh Allen, go win us the football game. Like, that's the structure of their team. He has been bailing out mediocre coaches. He's been bailing out a mediocre front office ever since he became the Josh Allen that we know. And it doesn't surprise me that yesterday he had one of the biggest comebacks that you'll ever see in the fourth quarter. Again, I think that we're in that era with Josh Allen where it's like he's the tier one quarterback, and then you have the rest of your tier one quarterbacks. Because I don't believe Mahomes is doing what Josh Allen did yesterday. I don't believe Lamar Jackson is doing what Josh Allen did yesterday. I don't believe any quarterback in the NFL is doing with the Bills what Josh Allen is doing with the Bills. I mean, at some point, we have to look at this and say, we get it. Mahomes has the Super Bowls. And for a time there, Mahomes was the better quarterback. But in the year of 2025, Josh Allen is a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen is a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen separates himself from the rest of the pack. And will this lead to the Buffalo Bills getting over the hump and winning a Super Bowl? I don't know. I don't believe it will, because I still don't think from a roster perspective that the Buffalo Bills are a better team than the Baltimore Ravens. I just don't see that. But you can look and watch the games and say, that guy is just different from everybody else. What he does with his legs, extending plays, making throws down the field. But even in structure, I mean, this guy, he is just so fantastic. Like, he's the best player in the NFL. It's not close. He's the best quarterback in the NFL. I personally don't think it's close. And right now, when you look at Josh Allen in the history of the NFL, I mean, why is it crazy to say that right now he's a top 10 quarterback of all time? Like, I know, there's a lot of people who say, like, if Lamar Jackson wins a Super Bowl, he's one of the 10 best quarterbacks of all time. Well, if he's one of the 10 best quarterbacks of all time, you got to put Josh Allen in that list, because he's not better than Josh Allen. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. And when you look at the Buffalo Bills organization, they've been bailed out. Brandon Beane, I'm not a fan of him as a general manager. Sean McDermott, I'm not a big fan of him as a head coach. I'm not a big fan of the personnel around Josh Allen. Understand this, right? In this game against the Baltimore Ravens, they gave up 8.2 yards per attempt on the ground. They gave up 11 yards per attempt over the air. Like, if this was any other quarterback in the league that did this, we would be like, holy cow, this guy is a top 5 quarterback. If this was Jaden Daniels that did that, or if this was Justin Herbert that did that, if this was Dak Prescott that did that, we would be like, wow, you got to consider this guy is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL because of what he just did. But Josh Allen doesn't. We're kind of just like, yeah, no, Josh Allen's great, but we expect that. But like, that's the craziest part about it. We expect him to do things like this. Whereas other quarterbacks, if they were to do something like this, we would be utterly surprised. But when Josh Allen does it, par for the course for him. I mean, he's incredible, man. He is incredible. And look, I hope he wins a Super Bowl in his career. He's too great not to. But I don't look at him as I look at Lamar, because I don't look at the Bills organization and hold them to the same level of respect that the Baltimore Ravens organization deserves to be held to. Because the Bills, unlike the Ravens, they're not always injecting their team with young talent. They're not always making strategic moves in free agency. They're not always re-signing or trading the right guys. This is an organization that makes questionable decisions. But it's all good at the end of the day because they have 17. And as long as they have 17, you could shoo them in to the conference championship game pretty much every year because of what he does to elevate his team. I don't think there's a player in the NFL that strikes more fear in opponents' hearts than Josh Allen. And you just look at this, and again, this type of stuff is to be expected. Steph, what do you think about this? Am I tripping for saying that Josh Allen is the best quarterback and it's not really close?
Look, Chris. Look, in 13 playoff games, Josh Allen has a passer rating of 101, 3,300 yards, 25 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. The unfortunate thing about Josh Allen is that wins are a playoff stat and doesn't entirely get the credit. You know, he has played really well throughout his career, but we all know wins are a playoff stat. When it comes down to it, Josh Allen is the most gifted NFL quarterback there is in the NFL right now.
Yeah. And that's the thing. When you look at a physical standpoint with Josh Allen, I think he's the most physically gifted quarterback that the league's ever seen. I get it that like Lamar Jackson is very physically gifted, but it's not like Josh Allen. Like when you look at some of the best quarterbacks of all time, I'm not willing to say he's the most talented quarterback of all time. I'm sorry. Like I still think Aaron Rodgers is that for me personally. But when you look at Josh Allen's ability to use his legs and to be such a threat on the ground, it's something. It's going to be hard to find something like that, right? Like players like this come around not very often, which is why there's only one Josh Allen in NFL history. He's 6'6", can launch the ball easily 70 yards down the field, can play. I think he actually does a pretty good job playing within structure. He's accurate, but not only is he accurate, he can make throws off balance with different arm angles. He's just incredible, man. And look, I think that the Bills can get to the conference championship. I even think they can get to the Super Bowl. I just go back to the Ravens, and I'm just so impressed with their roster construction. And I'm very impressed with the fact that Derrick Henry is like 31 years old, and he's arguably the best running back in football. I mean, that is just absolutely crazy. So I said my piece on Josh Allen. He's the best quarterback in football. And right now, I'm not really trying to hear any argument to say that he's not the best quarterback in football. Steph, do you think it's fair to say that he's better than Patrick Mahomes?
Yes, I truly believe that Josh Allen is a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. Like I said, it doesn't equivalent because of the playoff. I mean, of the wins, the team wins. I think that's where Patrick Mahomes edges him. But as far as pure talent, you know, both are extremely talented quarterbacks. But I think that Josh Allen, given, you know, the physical attributes he has, 6'6", 245 pounds, built like a tight end, can throw the ball 75 yards downfield, and elevates his teammates as well. And doesn't have a play caller like Andy Reid, which is also a key component in this argument. But if you ask me, in my humble opinion, I do agree with you, Chris. Josh Allen is the best quarterback today.
Yeah, man. And this is the thing, right? Like, this is why, you know, the other day, people were saying Jalen Hurts carried his team to a victory. No, he didn't. This is carrying his team. This is a quarterback carrying his team to victory. That is the prime example. You know, obviously, it's not always going to look like that per se, but the way they made it sound is that Jalen Hurts did what Josh Allen did when it's not even close. That's why, like, when we look at the best quarterbacks in the game, Josh Allen, Lamar, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, what they do for their teams, it's different than guys like Brock Purdy, Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff, Tua Tagovailoa. Like, those guys are good at managing a game. They can operate an offense, but these guys at the top of the game can operate an offense, and not only operate an offense, they can elevate the offense because of what they do off structure. So, man, I walked away impressed, and I think Josh Allen's the best quarterback in football. That's just what I believe.